Hello guys and welcome. So in this video I wanted to answer the question, what is Assassin's Creed? And this video is aimed at the entire series. So I'm not going to make individual what is videos about each individual game because there's too many. I will simply say, what is Assassin's Creed? This video is aimed at people who've never played Assassin's Creed before. Maybe you heard of it, maybe you saw the movie. And I want to explain to you about the games and where the Assassin's Creed story comes from. So Assassin's Creed is an action-adventure stealth game franchise which is developed and published by Ubisoft. It's one of Ubisoft's biggest franchises, and that's why obviously they're going to monetize it because, employees have got, mouths to feed. And also as well, on the screen, in case you're wondering, this is actually Assassin's Creed Syndicate. So this game is based in Victorian London, and we control assassins. Now, the general idea of all the games is simply we are the assassins, part of what is called the Brotherhood, against the Knights Templar. And the fight between both of them has gone on through the ages, like through centuries and centuries. It's never ending. And both the assassins and the Knight Templars are focused on retrieving the pieces of Eden. They're the sort of alien objects which are so powerful they have the ability to control minds and basically dominate the world, and there's a bunch of them scattered throughout the world. Now, during the first game, during Assassin's Creed 1, the Templars have actually kidnapped a random descendant of the assassins called Desmond, and they plug him into the Animus. And the Animus allows the Templars to view the history going down the line of the assassins, to try and find clues of where the pieces of Eden are. That's all they're trying to achieve. So all the time, that's what the ultimate goal is, that throughout the ages, we are trying to find all the pieces of Eden and keep them away from the Templars so that they don't basically mind control and dominate the entire world. And there is other twists and turns as well. There's a lot of interesting characters, betrayal between the characters, who works for who, all these sort of twists. But the general thing of you as a player, what you focus on is assassinating the bad guys, which seems obvious, right? So this is a bad guy right here, but I'm going to leave him alone. Now, if you attack good guys or innocent people, like civilians, you will game over so quickly. So it's not a case of just go around and just attack everyone you want. You have to stay focused. And for example, in this game, you see these police officers. If they catch you misbehaving, they will actually come and attack you. So you have to behave yourself. Now, the reason I like Syndicate so much is because it's based in London, which is where I live in real life. But obviously during the Victorian time, it's just very interesting to explore. It's very interesting to look at the sort of points in history, because like the recent video I made about Ghost of Tsushima, I do like when games touch on periods of history and they try and envision what that period of history might have looked like and so on screen. Well, of course, it's a game. Now, you have complete and utter freedom to do things in any order you wish, but generally, you will want to follow the progression that the story gives you. So, for example, in this particular game, you have the different boroughs of London. So, and within each borough, you will have missions, side missions, you can gather chests, you can gather a whole bunch of extra things. So you can see that we have like chests dotted around and so on. You don't necessarily have to go looking for all of them, because later on, especially in the later games, you have the ability to unlock maps which reveal all the stuff. You have to just basically go and get them. Also as well, in this game particularly, you have your hideout on the train, but in most of the other games, the hideouts are fixed in different parts of the towns that you visit. Now, in this game, you are just focused on London. So you can see how massive London is and so on. But in other games, you have more than one place to go to. Now, because it is generally open world, you can explore anywhere you like. And one thing about this game is the parkour element, which means that you can climb up and down buildings as you wish. But one thing they did to make it easier in this game is, because London is so huge, you get a hook shot. So you can basically go from place to place a lot quicker, because if you had to manually climb everywhere, then it would take you a long time. So let me give you a very quick example. So let me hook over there. So this allows you to travel quickly. So I thought it was one of the best features compared to the old one. Now, obviously, since Syndicate, other Assassin's Creed games have been released, and they always are working on new Assassin's Creed games based on different points in history and so on, with the same sort of dynamic. Simply, we are focused on finding the pieces of Eden. That's it. Now, the reason why this franchise has been able to go on for so long is because they have basically stated that the first assassin was actually alive in ancient Egypt. So basically any time in history between ancient Egypt and now is available, and Ubisoft can just focus on a select period of time. Like, the rumor I heard is that the next Assassin's Creed is actually going to be based in Vikings. Like, you're going to be playing as a Viking. So that would be very, very interesting. Now, let me quickly take you through the timeline of when each Assassin's Creed game is based. So let me quickly load it up for you guys. So, 1 second. There we go. Right. So as we can see, the original Assassin's Creed game it was based in the 12th century during the Third Crusade. And it came out in 2007, and it was also the first game that was released. Then, now this is ordered based on which period of time. I will link in the description this Wikipedia page so you can see where this is. And it has done a good job of actually explaining when each of these games was released. So we can see Assassin's Creed, the original game, the main game. So the ones in bold that you can see on the screen, these bold ones, they were the big main releases on consoles, on PC, and so on. And the other ones, they were kind of like, not spin-offs, but they're kind of like story-based. You can see on PlayStation Portable, Nintendo DS, little side Assassin's Creeds, which still fulfilled the same sort of story. So they were based in the same world and the same periods of time, as you can see, but they weren't main big releases. They weren't like, let's say, AAA. So there was Assassin's Creed Altair Chronicles. Altair is the main protagonist of the first game. Then Assassin's Creed Bloodline. And then in Assassin's Creed 2 until Revelations, you play as another character called Ezio Auditore di Firenze. Now, the reason I remember that is because he says it about 400 times. Like, he's basically like, my name is Bond, James Bond. It's like, my name is like Ezio Auditore di Firenze. So, but he is that era of time. The Ezio era, I think, is some of the best that Assassin's Creed have ever made. And in fact, they've actually released that separately. So they've made a Ezio collection that you can check out. But if you really want to get into the series, I would say start from the beginning. Because with each game, each time a new game came out, they're always adding more and more to the game. They're adding more features, they're adding more abilities, they're adding more better graphics, and so on, and more innovations. So, like, I would say check it out as you can. And then you see the colonial era. So, colonial means kind of like Civil War America / everyone on boats and Pirates of the Caribbean. Imagine that sort of time period. Like, in fact, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, you are a pirate and you spend a lot of your time on a ship. And then Assassin's Creed Unity was based during the French Revolution. So, and in fact, Ubisoft, because they have Notre Dame in Assassin's Creed Unity, when Notre Dame burned, they actually gave out the game for free. So, for a short time. So, and I personally was very upset when I saw Notre Dame burn, but that's a discussion for a different video. And then we have Assassin's Creed Syndicate, set in the Victorian era, which is what we're playing right now. And then you have Assassin's Creed Origins. Now, as you can see, Origins, I was actually surprised by Origins coming out, because Syndicate is based in the Victorian era, 19th century, and we were catching up to, let's say, the modern times. But then it sort of rewound the clock, and it was sort of like, let's go to 49 BC. So I was like, okay, so fair enough. And then Assassin's Creed Odyssey is the most recent big release, which was based during the, it says Peloponnesian War, which is basically like the Greek Empire. So that sort of period of time. And like I said, the rumor is the next one is going to be based on in the Viking times, but we will see if that's true or not. It's just a rumor at this point. What I would really love to see from this franchise is like a future release in terms of predicting what the future will be like, but still based on the idea of like Assassins versus Templars, almost like cyberpunk world, but in Assassin's Creed, because they've already covered that a little bit, like that sort of style in other games and other franchises, which will remain nameless. But I would really like that to be a reality. That would be really cool. So yeah, so like I said, guys, I will link in the description this video. Sorry, this Wikipedia page. So if you ever had an interest in Assassin's Creed, please check it out. It's very, very fun. There is always, let's say, feelings thrown at these games, because sometimes when the games launch, they can be buggy and so on. But that was really, I would say at this point, that was the past. You know, so some of the games, some of the bugs that came out were actually like widely reported. But I think Ubisoft have learned their lesson. And also as well, one thing that a lot of people complain about is the trailing missions. So trailing missions are when you are basically just following someone around while they're talking, or you're spying on them or taking care of them or whatever. So basically it's very interesting, like how these sort of bugs, like you can see here, this, I don't know why so many people have spawned, so this doesn't look great, but it's just a small distraction from what is a great franchise. So, like I said, guys, don't let these sort of things distract you from the main objective of the game. And exploring different points in history, I think, is really cool. Obviously, it's all fictional, but it's very interesting to explore. I am waiting to see what else they do. And, yeah. So, now, in terms of Assassin's Creed Syndicate, I have actually 100% of this game on PlayStation 4. I'm replaying it on PC because I liked it that much. Simple as that. So yeah, so tell me as well, guys, in the comments down below, which other franchises should I look at? Because I can't make individual what is videos about every single game ever. You know, there's not, like, if I try and do that, then I'll spend the rest of my life doing it, and I will die before I even finish it. So tell me which ones I should clump together. So yeah, so that's Assassin's Creed. I hope you liked this video. I do appreciate your support on my What Is videos to date. So yeah, so anyway, guys, that's it for this video. If you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. You can watch a random video over there, you can watch the latest upload down there, or you can click down here to subscribe. Thank you, guys. Bye bye.